Hi, everybody. So far, it's just me. So let me know if you can see me and hear me. Kelly is going to be joining us shortly. My name is Noelle, and I am part of the knitting podcast, Knits and Pieces. So this is our Tuesday evening kind of informal knit chat. This is the KnitChat Café, where we all come and share our projects and talk about things that are going on and just, having a friendly little knit along with our friends. So I see lots of you are here already, and you guys are amazing. I can't believe all the conversations. I was kind of reading through all the conversations that are going on before we even get here. That's awesome. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to say hello to everybody. Let's see here. Start up at the top here. So I know there are a few of you here quite early. So we've got Mary. Mary was the first one in today. So hi, Mary. I know you're always waving to everybody. So hi. And we've got Barb and Elaine. We've got Beth. Let's see. We've got Trudy. And Trudy has got her 6-year-old granddaughter here with her. And she's teaching her how to knit. Like, way to empower the next generation, Trudy. So who else do we have here? We've got Julia. And Julia, you have stolen my sock mojo. I swear, since the beginning of this year, my sock mojo has just been gone. And you're knitting all the socks. That's awesome. Let's see who else we have here. We've got Karen and Janie and Vicky and Sue and Gwen. Hi, Gwen. We're glad that you're back and you're joining us. We've got Lillian and Moni, Luana, Teresa, Cornelia, Becky, Jan, Eliza, Susie, Lynn, Donna, Nicole, Emily, Margaret, Diana, Elizabeth, Peggy, Bobby, Michelle, Gay. Okay, I'm going on and on. If I've missed anybody, I'm sorry. Sarah's here, Elaine, Monica, Sherry. Anyway, lots of people here. So we're glad that you all joined us. Welcome to everybody that's here. For everybody that comes back week after week, we're so happy that you join us every Tuesday. Whoops. And for anybody that's new, just a little caveat that this is kind of our informal podcast. So we pretty much talk about anything and everything on this. Our actual formal knitting podcast, we do about once every 3 to 4 weeks. And on that one, we actually go through in more detail all of our whips, all of our finished objects, a lot of our acquisitions, although we show you those throughout as well. But we kind of go into things in more detail on our regular podcast. So I see Kelly's joining us.
My camera subscription ran out.
Well, mine just automatically renewed.
Well, you know what? I thought I did because I got the notification the other day that said automatically renewed. It was fine yesterday, and today it's not. Sorry, so I'm wiring up.
Okay, mine automatically renewed. So, but anyways, I've already said hi to everybody. There's lots of people in here already. They're having a wonderful chat with each other.
Perfect. So, okay.
And I didn't faint, but I will now.
I sent you messages, but I thought, well, she can't get them anyway.
I just saw the message. I started right at 7:00.
Okay, perfect.
No, I can get them because I can see my iPad over there. It's just my phone that's hooked up to the. So anyway, hi again, everybody, and this is Kelly.
Hi. Chaos.
So I was telling Julia, she stole my sock mojo. Like I just can't get back into knitting socks. Like my January pair is not done. My Woosmine ones, I finished all the interesting part. Now I'm on the foot and I'm like, yeah, I'd rather knit something else.
So I cast on another sweater this weekend. Crazy. Crazy.
Did you finish the other one?
No. I wanted something different, and I don't know. It's crazy. So
anyway,
I have to adjust
but it's nice to
here.
see. It's nice to see everybody else's project that still are knitting all different things. And you know what? You have to enjoy your knitting. So whatever you feel like knitting at the moment, that's what I'm gonna knit. So, anyways, hi Beth. Beth is here.
I was even thinking, I came down. I was ready. Can I put light? I thought I'm gonna put some lights on. It's Valentine's Day on the weekend. Can I do pink? That's kind of pink, right?
Is it? It's not till Monday. No, it's Sunday, isn't it?
It's Sunday. But
it's like, okay, my 40th wedding anniversary is at the end of this month. So like by that time, who knows when Valentine's Day is.
So I thought I would try to put on something pink, and I don't have anything pink. And this is actually, well, it's pink, but it's looking burgundy on my screen. So I don't know why my monitor is making me look so tanned and burgundy, but it's not. It's pink. It even matches my nails.
Your sweater is pink?
I know, right? It is
look pink. This is pink right here in this sweater. But it's also got other colors in it too.
Maybe
so is yours, what sweater are you wearing?
Oh, it's not one that I knit.
Oh. Okay. Okay, well, mine is one that I knit. So this is actually Hinterland by Jen Steingass.
Yes.
So the color work in it is Spin Cycle, and this was the skein of Spin Cycle that I won from another knitting podcast from Wool and Vine. And I think the color was called, I don't remember, Heart's Eye or something like that, I think. And then the body of the sweater is the Juniper Moon Farm Patagonia, and the colorway is Juniper. And I love this color. This is the color that's in my pressed flower shawl as well. And it's just a really nice, deep green. And yeah, I really like it. So.
It is really pretty. It's really pretty. And if this would kind of match if it were showing the true color. I don't know. I'll have to play with the white balance setting a little bit, I guess. But anyway, so it's nice to see so many people in here. There are lots of people in here.
Yes. So
in the KnitChat Cafe. And I saw Beth McDonald Stone is in here.
Yeah, I should show because I'm working on
her sweater.
I am. So should I show it?
Yes.
Beth said I could show it. So
okay. You definitely
I'm not done,
need to show
but I'm
it
getting there. I am getting there. So here's.
Oh, you're so close to being done.
I am. Look, I'll be done it this week. I'm on the second sleeve.
Show a close-up of that sleeve. I love that sleeve. Look at that.
Okay, so it looks really tight around the sleeve, but look, like when you put it on, I just love it.
There'll be no drafty arms.
Nope.
It's beautiful. Oh my gosh. I do. I love it.
I can't wait till it's done. So, and I'll show you the bottom too. It's got like
do a close-up on that. That's pretty. I haven't seen you in a while, it seems like,
I know. Too. There.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
Yeah. Yep. So anyway, so now the sleeve, it's like, it's like, I'm on 3mm needles. It's 28 stitches to the inch. And I'm like, oh, these sleeves seem like they take forever, but it does look amazing.
It does.
Like I can't wait till it's done. And I can't wait till it's blocked because this yarn, it's the whole yarn super soft. So you can see it's going to bloom so much when I wash it, and I can't wait for that. And so I'm like already, I don't know, maybe a third of the way done that sleeve. And I weighed my yarn. So far, I have only used 188 grams of the whole super soft of the bleached white.
How many stitches are on that sleeve that you have to go around?
99.
99.
96.
Not 100. 96?
96.
Okay.
96.
It's really, really pretty. Beautiful.
But anyway, and I'm doing it on the small circumference needle. So it's in the round, which I still find I have to do whenever I do it. And it's this circumference, I have to do continental knitting. I cannot do throwing. So, and I'm not quite as fast at continental as I am throwing, just simply because throwing is my preferred method. But I just find when the needle's that small, I cannot hold on to I cannot hold on to the needle. But anyway, it's getting there. So this is called the Chalice Vine Sweater, and it's by Beth McDonald Stone. And I believe that the pattern is going to be out sometime in March. So Beth can correct us if we're wrong there.
Beautiful.
Yeah, yep, love it.
Really
So
pretty.
So I was working on that this week.
Mary's asking if Holst is good for steeking. Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Super toothy yarn. Super toothy. Yes. So.
And like I said, because that's I'll just pick it up and show you. I'm knitting it right off the cone.
Me too.
So there's still going to be there's still going to be enough yarn left there for another sweater by the time I'm done this one.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, it's so pretty. So pretty. So, beautiful sweater.
So what are you working on?
Well, okay. Full disclosure too, we lost our internet at dinner time. I got home late and then we lost our internet. So we restarted everything. And I thought, oh my gosh, I'm fiddling around. What I should probably do is be jumping in the car and driving like a maniac to Noelle's house so I can at least be there. But anyway, so if my internet goes down again, y'all are going to know why.
Okay.
Gosh. All right. So
I live in Courtright.
Because I live in Courtright. I live in Courtright. It's funny. So somebody last week said they all this time that I've been saying it, they thought I was saying Cartwright.
Cartwright.
And then they somehow found out where I am and they can appreciate how tiny. Okay. So what I'm working on is, pull it out here. Doing a ranunculus, my first one ever. And I have done a good part of the yoke.
Oh, that's nice.
Is that pretty?
I know, isn't it fun?
It is a really fun. I'm saying this like everybody doesn't already know what I'm talking about. I think I'm probably maybe the last person that hasn't done a ranunculus, but I'm really having fun with it. So, and that's coming up. It looks a little darker on screen than it looks to me with my eyes. But so what I'm using is the jumbo cone of Coast. Coast is softer than super soft, and it's Holst as well. It's funny that super soft is called super soft. It's not super soft. That's what it should be called.
I mean, it does soften up once you block it, but no, it is not super soft.
Well, this is super soft.
Yes.
And because Coast is 55% wool and 45% cotton, I think
the wool is lamb's wool. So
it's in Danish. Is that the language? Danish? It's Danish.
It's Danish. Yes.
So I'm interpreting, and I might have that backwards. I know that it's cotton and lamb's wool, but I'm not sure.
No, it is. It's 50. I know that there's more wool than there is cotton.
I'm holding it with, and this is my worst favorite yarn to say in the world, Titicaca.
It's a lake in Peru.
It's a lake. Not a lake I'd want to live on, just for the name. But anyway, this is it's alpaca. Is that right? I don't have the ball band.
It is alpaca, yeah, 100%.
It is alpaca. Yeah. And it's so, like, you can see it's really, really lofty. And together. So I'm holding 2 strands of Coast and 1 strand of the Titicaca. And it's so like squishy squish. It's really, really nice. Really nice. And it has pretty decent definition too, I think.
Yep.
So highly recommend that. Now I'm thinking it's definitely not worsted when I do this.
No, but some people have done DK. Some people have done the ranunculus like just using a single strand of mohair.
Yes. But I'm thinking what else I could use this combination for, because I think I'm kind of hooked on this combo. Like it.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. It's probably about a DK.
It's about a DK. So now I just really want to knit not something else yet. I just started this, but when this is done, I feel like I'm going to want to knit something else in that combination of yarns. So, I don't have.
There's a lot of people here haven't knit a ranunculus yet, Kelly. So you're not alone.
I feel like I am. I feel like everybody has knit one.
Nope. Elaine hasn't knit one. Bee hasn't knit one. Mary hasn't knit one. Kim hasn't made one. So you're in good company.
Okay.
I think I've done 4.
Yeah, you've done 4. So hopefully I'll have that done in the not too distant future, but I'm still working on my fern and feather. And then speaking of super soft, I've got this sitting up here. This is slow in super soft. And I want to pair this with, still sitting here. I haven't picked the sweater yet. I think I'm close. And this is from Full Moon Fibers. And it's called I'm a Wildflower. Isn't that pretty together? Look at that.
Yeah.
And this is their Eclipse fingering, but it's a heavy fingering. So I'm thinking maybe 2 strands of this and 1 strand of this will get me a sweater in a DK weight sweater. And
you mean 2 strands of the one, but not held with a strand of that. You mean using the other?
No,
for a
sorry,
color
I'm
work.
going to use this for color work because
Yeah.
it's a heavy fingering, and I think I can get away with it in color work just for a yoke, right? And then I also bought the ball band popped off, but this one is also called I'm a Wildflower, but in a different base. This is a sock, an 80-20, so I can have socks that match my sweater.
Same.
How fun is that? I'll be all matchy. Or even like some fingerless mitts would be cute too, right? Because there'll be enough left over.
Yep.
Anyway, we'll see. But I'm really liking this.
There you go. Sarah said that you can put them in the Little Red Mitten is having a hold me double cal. So if you do any project where you're holding the yarn double,
okay,
you can enter it in their cal.
Oh, okay.
So I mean, even if you hold 2 strands of the same yarn together, you're still holding it double. Plus the one that you're doing right now, you're holding 2 yarns together.
That's right, I am.
So
3.
And whips are allowed.
Whips are allowed. Okay.
So I have to finish my solo, which I set aside while I was working on the one by Beth. So I set it aside. So I have to get it finished up because it's to the point where I only need about that much more of the body and 1 more sleeve. But then I also have to knit a sweater for my daughter-in-law for her birthday, which is March 3rd.
Okay, that's not that far away.
I know. And like I said, my socks have just gone.
I'm halfway through the second sock on my beaded sock, but
that's good.
It's kind of where it's at. I'm onto the sweaters because I'm worried now that I'm not going to get these done and then winter will be over. Oh, and you finished it.
And you finished this. So this is the Muscle Borough.
Muscle Borough.
So this is a pattern by Isolde Teague. And again, I think everybody has knit this.
Well, not me. Not me.
We were slow to the party with this one. This one, I showed it on Instagram the other day, and I asked about color choices for the pom-pom. So I had a green one, a purple one, and no pom-pom. But it's for my granddaughter, Molly, and she picked green. So I am going to give it to her, even though like this hat is pretty versatile.
Yes.
Like I really like it. Like it's, or you can like put it down and wear it like slouchy. And because it's because of the way it's knit, like even to put on like on someone younger, you can turn the brim way up. So it's a really good hat to make for kids because it can fit them for a long time.
It's a hat that will grow with her.
Yep. And then I put the pom-pom on with, again,
the button.
Just tied it on, put a button on and just tied the pom-pom on. So then they can take the pom-pom off when the hat needs washed. But I am addicted to this now.
I don't think I'm going to be addicted to it. Like, okay.
Okay, look.
Full disclosure though. Oh my gosh.
That's my second one. So this yarn is, I don't know if you can see the sparkle.
Yes.
This is Songbird Fibers. So this is her Nicobar Pigeon colorway.
Yeah.
And I just absolutely love how it's knitting up.
Okay, so full disclosure, I have not knit a stitch on my Muscle Borough.
This is what I take everywhere now. This is what I take everywhere now instead of socks.
I haven't been anywhere to take anything. I haven't been anywhere.
Well, it's I don't want to think about anything knitting.
Judith wants to know, what is the length of your Muscle Borough from the base of the increases to the base of the decreases? So just the stockinette. Do you have
I did not measure because what I did, I knew I wanted to use the whole skein of yarn.
Mm-hmm.
So what I did was just after I did the beginning increases, I weighed it. And then I knit until I had that much left and then did the decreases.
Right.
So I did not
too.
measure
Yes.
it.
Yeah, I'm doing that too. But I think maybe just for reference, she wondered, how far did you get in a skein?
I don't know. And I've tied the pom-pom on. Well, I can take it off and take a look.
Well, you don't have to take it off. You can just measure half. It's the same on both sides.
Okay.
So do your measure and then double it.
I'd have to have a tape measure. Just a minute. Keep talking, Kelly.
Kelly. I think I had to do this last week. I had to run looking for tape measure. We should have one in every bag.
Don't you think? A bag here.
You don't have it.
Okay.
Are we even a knitting podcast if we don't have a tape measure?
Okay. I have 8 inches.
So 16 inches from increase to decrease.
Yep. To start of decreases. Yep. So yeah, like I said, I'm addicted, and it's just, I want to make all the muscle bra. Maybe everybody will get a muscle bra hat this year instead of a pair of socks.
Oh gosh, no, not unless I got a massive cranking machine.
Really? I don't know why the first one took me so long. And now this one just seems like it's flying. So.
Okay, I'm trying to read some comments here.
Karen says, so it's
lots of people got hooked on the muscle bra. Yes.
Uh-huh.
And then.
Okay, so Barb says she does 22 inches. Where is it here? 22 inches. And her increase and decrease sections were 3. So her stocking out was 16, which is what I said, wasn't it? Didn't I have 8?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So that sounds like that's probably, if you're doing it in fingering weight yarn, that's probably, with a whole skein, is probably approximately what you'll get. Depending on your tension, it might be a little bit more or a little bit less. And I guess depending on what size you're doing, like that one that I just did, and this one is, this is Lolo did at Super Sparkle. And I find it's a relatively light fingering, like the one I'm working on now in Songbird Yarns is a little bit heavier. So this one, I actually increased up to 136 stitches, which is an adult large, but this is not an adult large. No. I'd say it's probably like adult. So, and then this one, I've only increased up to one size below that. So 128 stitches, because it's a little bit thicker of a yarn. And this yarn actually had 115 grams in the cake.
Right.
But yet when I weighed it, because this yarn is a little bit thicker, I actually used 10 grams of yarn to get to the increases. And in the other one, I only used 9.
Okay.
So, but that yarn's a little bit heavier.
Lots of people have now knit multiples of them.
Multiple muscle burrs.
Gosh, I couldn't get the word multiple out. Multiple muscle burrs.
We should have we should have a no, we shouldn't, because we can't say it. We should have a multiple muscle burrow make along.
No, we shouldn't. If we can't say it, we can't knit it.
We can just call it
No more triple letter make alongs. No. I had a who just made Karen made a pair of DK socks on the weekend. She cannot believe how fast they flew off the needles. I still have yet to make those too. I might pick up a pair and do a DK pair, and that might be get me back into sock knitting. But anyways, and Lynn says she's dyeing yarn for a muscle burr for her husband. That's right. That's right, Kim. A tongue twister make along. A multiple muscle burrow make along. I would have to think about that. A mouthful of muscle burrows.
There you go.
It's crazy. It is. It's good.
Say that 5 times. I can't do that.
It is good TV knitting, though. If somebody is watching a movie or something, because you truly do not have to look at it. You just have to keep going around and around.
But think of the combinations. Like I want to do a DK one. And I just finished. I gotta show you this.
Is that your hand spun?
Yes.
pretty.
So now I thought, like, wouldn't that make an amazing muscle burr if you held it with a strand of like cream colored mohair?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Mohair with anything.
Yes. And it kind of it's kind of like you can't even see all the colors, but it would kind of fade. Like it's kind of got kind of blocks. So you could actually wear it one way or the other, depending on what the main color was that you wanted outside it.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
So I just got back into spinning since
that's why you're not knitting socks.
I know. And I forgot how much I liked it. And I'd rather spin or knit a muscle burrow than knit socks at the moment.
Okay.
So, oh,
Jackie,
Sheila.
Jackie wants to know what are our most often go-to or favorite yarn brands for socks, hats, or other accessory knits. For socks, we go in and out. We flop around a lot, but for durability of socks, probably Croy or Regia for me.
Or Opal.
Opal.
Kind of any of the German sock yarns.
Yes.
They're not merino soft, but they wear better.
And also, if you are giving them to somebody who is knit worthy, but maybe not as careful as they should be with the washing of the socks, that's the way to go, because they are a true hardy superwash. And if you make the odd mistake and they find their way into regular laundry, you're still going to be okay. So for me, those would be my go-tos. And then, I mean, I have bins of other sock yarn, but some of, you get beautiful skeins and some of them are merino. So they're a little less hardy. And I tend to kind of keep those for me.
Yeah.
So.
Or someone that I know is going to hand wash them and
yes, that will be diligent.
After them. Yeah. Now for hats, because they don't really take the wear and tear that a pair of socks would, like pretty much I think you can knit them with anything. And especially if you're going to, like in this case where you're using a superwash, but because you're doing the hat at a relatively tighter gauge than you would do a sweater.
Right.
I don't think you get as much stretching as you do with a sweater.
No.
So, and for shawls, I would save like your single plies and things like that for shawls. Now, mind you, a single ply could make a nice hat if you put a strand of mohair or something with it.
Yes. Yeah.
And it would still make, a nice hat, but the single plies tend to pill quicker and not wear quite as well.
Yes. So again, for a hat that doesn't take as much abuse, or a shawl, that's what they're perfect for.
Yeah. And then it's nice to have something like the marine or something when you're wearing it around your head, whereas your feet tend to not be as sensitive. So if you've got, some of the maybe a little bit more coarse yarn on your feet, it's not as, I might as well have the soft ones around here or around a cowl. And single plies make nice shawls because they have nice drape. And with a shawl, the stretching out a little bit doesn't matter as much because your shawl doesn't have to be an exact size.
Yeah.
So I hope that answered it. Okay, so would you use the Holst wool silk yarn for socks? I probably wouldn't.
No.
If you want to try it, Mary, you could try it and let us know. But I know silk is supposed to be strong, but I don't know. I probably wouldn't, but it might work fine. I don't know.
I think it depends on the style of socks that you're interested in too. Like myself, I like a snugger sock. So that's where I will tend to go to the sock yarns that have nylon because I want that memory and that snug fit. Whereas something like that, I feel is going to get a little like a looser fit. So if you're looking for more of like a house sock where it's not going inside of a shoe, you could be completely fine. And then I know Tracy adds mohair to her socks a lot. And
mohair is strong. You just got to be careful with it because it's slippery. So if you're wearing your socks in your house and you've got a lot of wooden floors, you just got to be careful that way. So.
Absolutely. So, okay. Does anybody have plans for Valentine's Day? Anybody big Valentine's Day people here?
Did
Or
we even figure out what day it was yet?
Well, it's either Sunday or Monday.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I think it's Sunday.
I'm pretty sure it's
Anybody
Sunday.
know?
It's not, well, today is the 8th and it's Tuesday. So yeah, it's Sunday.
Okay.
Or is anybody doing any Valentine's knitting or sewing or crafting of any kind? I sort of looked around. I wanted
Janet said it's Monday.
Oh, it is Monday. See,
see, we don't even know. We can't
even add. We can't even add. We can't talk. We can't add.
Well, we should have figured this is Tuesday and it's the 8th. So next Tuesday is the 15th. So Monday would be the 14th.
In my mind, today is Wednesday, though.
I was thinking that it wasn't because I think the Super Bowl is on Sunday and I know it's the 13th. Not that I watched the Super Bowl.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So it's Monday. So it's an extra day to get ready, people. And yeah, I kind of looked around this weekend at what I have sort of like for my little props and things down here. I thought, I'll do a little decorating back here to kind of make it look Valentine's. Yeah, I have nothing. So everything that I have that's red is Christmas, and I don't have a great amount of pink. So I don't know. We're not big celebrators of it ourselves here, but I like the idea. I mean, every day you should celebrate love, right? And you don't need to have somebody with you to celebrate it. You should just kind of spread that love around the world. Marianne's going to a nail appointment. She's having a little pamper day. And June is giving her entire fitness class a chocolate to reward them. See, that's nice. Spread the love. That's the way to do it. Where else? Somebody, I just lost it.
Barb says that her honey gets her an ice cream cake and her 2 adult boys spoil her too.
Nice. And Robin is heading to North Carolina for a knitting retreat at Pine Hill Shores. That's a nice treat. That's a really nice treat. Nikki's going to finish a sweater to wear that day.
Denise is going to the dentist. Oh no.
Uh-oh.
That's not a fun Valentine's Day.
Uh-oh.
And Beth says after 36 years, they don't do Valentine's. It's Valentine's Day every day. There you go.
There you go. Margot is going out for dinner, which is her first outing since March of 2020. Oh, that's a nice treat.
It's Becky's retreat. I wondered that.
Is that the one in North Carolina?
Yeah.
Who was headed there? Robin. Is that the one that Robin's heading to? Yes. Okay. Nice.
Someday we're
gonna get there.
Go on a treat. I know.
We're gonna get there.
Okay, Heather said she got her granddaughters a book for Valentine's Day about how much grandma loves them, and the grandma is knitting in the book. That's awesome.
That is really nice.
I thought about knitting the girls something, and I thought I don't have time to knit 3 different things.
Something fun. Like you could have done, I don't know, like a little headband or something for them.
Or possum.
Or a little possum. Yeah. Did you make my possum yet?
No, I did not.
Come on.
He's sitting right here watching us, though.
Oh.
Or she is.
Mary she made a heart garland from Susan B's pattern. And it's her husband's birthday. That's a good day.
Well, I will make my husband a dinner that he really likes that I don't like. Well, that I can eat, but it's not my favorite. So I'll make that for him because I don't make it all that often.
What are you making?
Just shepherd's pie.
That's a man thing. I swear.
I don't really
That's
like
my
it.
son's favorite dinner. And I'm
that
hey,
is
you
Ross's
just know
favorite.
it's just like, I don't know. It's just meat and vegetables with mashed potatoes on top. Like you get that, right? But no, it's favorite thing.
So.
Hi, Annette. She said she finally made it.
Hi, Annette.
So happy you're here.
It does look like lots of people are eating chocolate.
That's a good thing too.
Becky says they're going to have 65 people.
Who's having 65? Oh, at the retreat.
At the retreat.
Oh, wow.
I know.
Okay, now we're totally missing out.
I know.
Totally missing out. We're coming there one day, Becky. We are for sure. Absolutely.
Yep.
Um,
Oh, Julia says I should try the best of Bridges vegetarian shepherd's pie. I'm pretty sure that Ross would not go for that. We kind of defeat the whole purpose. Happy Valentine's Day. Here's the shepherd's pie that I think you're not going to like.
Sarah said her hubby asked her for the first time in 2 decades that they've been married. It's the first time that he's thought of doing something for Valentine's Day. She's wondering what's happening. I don't know. Nikki's cooking. She and her hubby, they're going to cook for each other.
Nancy says I should make them the little birds of happiness. I think I've seen those little bluebirds. They are cute, and I actually could get those done by Monday.
It's cute.
Julia, I would love it. She said it's got lentils and veggies and mushrooms, but like Ross does not like mushrooms. And he might be okay with lentils, but I'd have to make 2 separate ones.
You have to be careful with lentils. They can be a little gassy. It may not want to be what you serve up on Valentine's Day.
Anyway.
Oh, goodness.
So what are you working on right now?
Muscle work.
I set mine down because I can't read the comments and knit at the same time.
I didn't say I'm keeping up. I'm trying.
That's right, Julia. For Ross, it's a no-go. The time that I make anything with mushrooms, he always gives me the mushrooms out of his. So, and I love mushrooms.
A few people are in here talking about books. I've got a book on the way, and I shouldn't have said that I have a book on the way because I can't remember the name of it. It's something
like a knitting book.
It is a knitting book, but it's a novel. And I'm really excited. It's a Canadian book, and it's either called, is it called Stitches Canada or Canada Stitches Canada? I will show it as soon as I get it because I read just a little excerpt, and it's, she is in Victoria, BC, and she and her partner went on, excuse me, that was a yawn that I hid. They went on a cross-country trip to...
No, I'm going to yawn.
I know. I started it. I'm sorry.
Okay,
I'm the bad
drink.
thing. So they went on a cross-country trip, and they hit up yarn stores, and they met with people along the way, and she did little workshops in some of the places that she went to. And so she has this great stories of the people that she met across Canada, what they were knitting, what their knitting traditions were, where they learned to knit. So yeah, basically like just so twofold. One, I was really excited to read that, and it's cleverly written. The excerpt that I read, it just kind of, it really pulls you in. But selfishly, I wanted to read it because I'm thinking, you know, Noelle, when we head east, when we're going to Newfoundland, maybe some of these great places she went will be on our way, and maybe we can kind of hone in on some of her experience.
Yeah.
So, and I liked it that it was, I thought it sounds really good. And so I just ordered it today. I don't know if it'll be here tomorrow or not. Maybe I'll do that this weekend. I'll spend some time reading.
I'm just going back here a bit, but someone said, I can't find the comment, but I can't do Blue Words of Happiness because I have to knit a sweater for my daughter-in-law. You're right. I need to get going on that. And then someone asked what sweater. I'm going to do the Aisling sweater by Isabel Kramer. And it's the one that's got kind of little faux cables in it. But I'm going to do it in a DK weight yarn. The pattern calls for DK weight, but it's an 18 stitch gauge. Like, to me, that's light for a DK weight yarn. So I think I'm going to do it at about a 20 stitch gauge. So I got to do a little bit of math to figure out what size I'm going to do.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I'd prefer a DK at a little bit tighter tension than 18. 18 is pretty loose. But I got the Barocco vintage DK to do it in it's kind of like a denim colorway, because I thought that'll be nice, and it's pretty versatile. It'll go with a lot.
Is that the color I had that I was showing you that day? Yes, that's a nice color. Really nice color.
Yeah, so I got that, and
similar to that stonewash coast that I'm working on. It's that perfect
yes,
shade of blue.
yeah, like it'll go, like jeans or whatever. Like it's just, I think it'll be kind of like a sweatshirty type sweater that you can put on with a lot of things. And that because the vintage is machine washable, I think that's nice to give to somebody when, like a lot of people might hand wash socks, but might be a little bit intimidated by hand washing a garment. Just because of the wringing out and the flattening or the blocking sort of after. But I think that yarn's pretty good. I've used it for other things and it seems like it stands up fairly well.
Yep,
So,
I've used it for some smaller things, hats, some colorwork mittens. Yeah. And I actually used it for a hipster shawl too. Fabulous.
Yeah, so I think I just have to do some math. So, and I already did some math this week. So I did math. I haven't picked up any stitches yet, but I did do the math for my Yell cardigan. So again, here it is. Right. So what I had to figure out was I've got to go around and pick up stitches all the way around. So because I kind of changed things a little bit as far as the length and how I did the neck, I had to go through and I had to figure out the stitch count to pick up all along. So what I did was I went and looked at the gauge, my gauge, and what I'm getting it. And then you have to do the division between the number of stitches and the number of rows. Because when you're picking up, the number of rows matters because you're going out this way. But most times your stitch count is less than your row gauge. So if you picked up one stitch for every row, you get a band that's too big.
So isn't it normally, and I don't know, normally, this is the bands that I've done have usually been three pickups per 4 rows. Is that kind of like a standard?
That is, but this is a little bit like the tension is more like 28 stitches and 30 rows.
Okay.
So they're closer. So when I did the math, it works out to I have to pick up 15 stitches, 15 rows, skip a row, 15 rows, skip a row.
Okay.
So, but I think it's because
you still don't think that's going to buckle a bit. That sounds like a lot.
It does sound like a lot, but that's the exact when I looked at Marie Wallens and looked at how many rows were in her sweater plus how many stitches she picked up.
And
I did the math for hers. Okay. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I have faith. Marie Wallen knows what she's doing.
Well, so
and I have faith in your math.
Yeah. Because and it is like when you look at most things that the stitch count is usually a little farther apart than that.
Yes.
As far as the number of stitches and the number of rows. But then because when you're doing color work, your stitch count is often more in a shorter, like per inch, right? When you're doing color work, you're usually more stitches per inch than if you were just knitting that particular yarn normally.
Okay.
So
yeah.
Anyway, we'll see. I'll go through and pick it up. Plus it's most likely I'm probably going to go down a needle size from the body. And then it's not a rib. It's going to be like a knit out and fold over. Well, it's actually not a knit out and fold over. It's knit out, and then you're supposed to cast off. But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to knit it out. I'm going to fold it over and do a facing.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So that was enough math for 1 week. So even though I haven't even started, at least I've done the math and figured it out.
The brain strain. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Just hopping back to the books for a minute, Sue was asking if the book author was Sylvia Olsen for that Canada book. And I've been sitting here thinking about it since I read that comment. That sounds really familiar. But again, I just, I'll report back. Okay. I'll report back on that. And somebody else has mentioned, Gail mentioned that she is listening to The Great Alone. One of my all-time favorite audiobooks to listen to. That is the book that got me totally into Kristen Hanna and her style of writing. Hanna. And that book just pulled me in. I loved that book. Beautiful book.
I haven't read that one yet, but I have it on order from the library. So when it comes in, I'll get it. But I've read a lot of her other books and I love them. So.
Oh, now they're talking about, yes. Okay. Now I'm catching up on the comments and they're still talking about Kristen Hanna and The Four Winds. Yes. Oh my gosh. That was an amazing novel. I cried a few times in that one. Just beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm getting down there. Oh, Sarah said that Hohi recommends 5 stitches for 7 rows. So 3 stitches for 4 rows and then 2 stitches for 3 rows.
Yeah, but it is going to depend on what yarn you're working with.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Hohi's tension tends to be pretty loose on a lot of things. Like if you look at what some of her, like what she recommends for tension on a specific weight of yarn is more than I would probably knit to, because I know I've done some of her sweaters and they've worked out fine, but usually I have a tighter tension than what she calls for, and then I just adjust the size that I'm doing.
But your tension is even tighter than mine. So you are a bit of you're an uptight knitter.
I'm supposed to be doing this for stress relief.
Oh, goodness. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, Monica the Nightingale was a good book too.
I'm actually reading, The Nightingale. Oh my gosh. Maybe that was my first one. No.
Have you read Winter Garden?
No.
It's good, but it's sad.
I don't know. Is there an audiobook for it? Because I
don't know.
I honestly have to audiobook most of my books. And the reason I do that is because I have a little bit of a longer drive every day. So I feel I can get a solid hour of reading in the car, reading. And that's why I do it. And then sometimes I listen to while I'm knitting, because, you're not supposed to read books and drive at the same time. So
yeah, but I read books and knit at the same time.
But can you?
Like I read them on my iPad.
I guess I could if I were working on something like this.
Yeah, like the iPad, and the iPad comes up with like 2 pages, so it's not even that often that you have to touch it to get to the next page. So,
but there's actually sometimes I just enjoy being read too, and I didn't realize that until I got into the audiobooks. And then some of the people that read the books, the performers, I guess they're performers, because they're not actors. So I don't know what you call them actually, but anyway, they some of their voices I recognize from book to book. And is it Julia or Jill Whalen? She has an amazing voice, and I actually just finished one of the books that she was reading, and I just didn't want it to end because I get so tied up in her voice too. And now I'm actually reading. Cindy said I made a noise like a possum.
What is I don't even know. What does a possum sound like?
I think, well, they don't sound like that. They usually sound growly and snarly. I think I was going, that's more like a squirrel. Anyway, what the heck am I reading? The Rose Code I'm reading now. And I don't know who the author is, but I'm really into it. So it has to do with some of the young ladies that were involved with breaking the codes from the Enigma machine in the Second World War. And I love books about that. Margaret says Knitlandia is a great read by audiobook. And I didn't know that was out as an audiobook. I have the hardcover. I didn't realize. Sheila's reading Dave Grohl's new books. Pretty awesome. And he reads it. See, I like it when the author reads. I listened to, I don't know if I should admit it or not admit it, but the Matthew McConaughey Red Lights book. And it was entertaining. Well, I'm going to say it was entertaining because some of these things can't possibly have happened. But anyway, it was entertaining, but it was made more entertaining just because, it's Matthew McConaughey reading to you. And who doesn't want to hang out with Matthew McConaughey and listen, just let him read to you, right? It was pretty great. The Maid on Audible. The Maid. Okay.
I know. I've had a Kindle for a long time. I think years and years ago, because when we used to go away in the winter, I used to take it with me because you could have a bunch of books on it, and you didn't have to take like 4 or 5 books with you.
Oh, it was my favorite thing to take on a vacation. Yeah.
Yeah. And then this past Christmas, my son and daughter-in-law got me a Kobo, and the Kobo I can hook up to our library. Our library is really good here.
Yes. Well, that's what I use. I
Is that where you
actually,
get your audiobooks?
yeah. So I use the app.
Okay.
It's called Libby. Now,
Yes.
again,
Yeah.
we're in Ontario, so I don't know what the apps are in other provinces, but your local library will have. And I love Libby because it has such a great reserve system.
Hmm.
So I just I
Yes.
can you can get up to 10 books on hold.
Yep.
So I always have my holds listed, and then they're just something is coming due for me all the time, and then I can just say, well, no, I'm not ready for it yet, and it
Yep.
will go away for
It
the
still
next
puts you
person.
to the top. Yeah.
Keeps me at the top, and I really, really like it. And like I said, I listen to quite a few books that way while I'm driving. So yeah.
So I didn't realize I could listen to books through the Libby, because that's what I read it through on my iPad is the Libby. But then I have my Kobo upstairs.
I used to have, well, I
Because I
guess I
read
still
at
have a
night.
Kobo. I don't use it anymore, but I also, okay, I'm probably the only person in here maybe that doesn't know this either. So I didn't realize through Amazon, you can actually download Kindle onto your
Yeah.
devices. So you
Yeah.
don't, yeah. So then I downloaded the app. So I've bought a couple of books on there, like resource books, pattern books, quilting books, something like that. So then it's actually on my iPad and there's no charge to use that. So sometimes, if you want to get a book, but you don't need to have the hard copy,
Yep.
that's the way to go
Well,
because
the
it's
thing is
about a
though,
third of the price.
with the Kindle and the Kobo, if you want it, like, you can put some of the other apps onto your devices, like your iPad or your iPhone or whatever. But if you've got a Kindle or a Kobo, reading outside is a lot easier because the interface doesn't have the glare that you get with an iPad or your phone.
Yeah, well, you know what else you don't get a glare with? Headphones when you're listening to it on your phone outside. That's my favorite thing to do in the summer is to get a tea in the morning on the
Oh, if you're
weekends when I'm
listening,
home.
yeah.
Yeah,
But
get
I'm
a
not
tea.
talking about if you're reading it.
Yeah, yeah,
I just
absolutely.
don't know if I could get into listening. I'll have to try it, but I think my mind would wander.
I thought that mine would too, but you know what? It doesn't because if I'm really focused on something, like I can't have something else going on in the room. I mean, I can do it while I'm driving because I can
Well,
shut
yeah, but
everything out when
you've
I'm
got
driving. I'm
you've got a
captive
half an hour
audience.
to and from work every day where you're doing that, right? So
Yeah, absolutely. And then the other series, just before we get off of the books, that I listened to is the, oh gosh, the Practical Magic series. And I think there are 4 books. And Anne Hoffman, Anne Hoffman, Anna Hoffman or Anne? Anne Hoffman. Yes, Anne. So she wrote Practical Magic. Then there's The Rules of Magic. I can't remember the other 2 names, but it's a series. So people may remember Practical Magic was a movie quite a few years ago that had Sandra Bullock and Nicole Kidman in it as the 2 witches. And it was kind of a dark comedy, I guess I would call it. But the writing, the book itself is so much more beautiful. And so then with each book, she goes back further. She regresses. So this last book takes you kind of full circle. It brings you all the way through the Owens family of witches. And it was so exquisitely and beautifully written that like sometimes I just cried at how beautiful it was. And I didn't want the book to end. I didn't, because I guess I knew then that the whole saga of the Owens family women was going to be finished. And she tied everything up exquisitely beautifully. It was perfect, perfect. But
well, there's all sorts of people are giving all sorts of ideas on books through here. I'm going to have to go back and watch this after and read all the comments because I'm always looking for something new to read.
Me too.
But yeah, that Libby app though has just like opened up like to the library, and they actually get a lot of new releases, and they come out on the front page, so you can put them on hold. And I also discovered there's a lot of knitting magazines that you can actually
yes, absolutely there
so,
are. Yeah. Gail is mentioning Hoopla. That's another one in Canada. I have Hoopla on my devices as well, but I've started using Libby and I actually really like Libby a little bit better. So I've been kind of hanging out there for a while. I always, I fell a little bit behind last year. There's a bunch of books I didn't post, but I try to take a screenshot and post them on my Instagram page because I follow a few other people that post their books as well, that they've read, and that's where I get some suggestions to read. So if you follow me on Instagram, you'll get some ideas there, and I'm always open for more suggestions, because sometimes, I'll post a book and then somebody will say, oh, well, if you like that, you might like this. So that's where I get some more suggestions of new things to listen to as well. So somebody, and I've lost the comment somewhere, but somebody was wondering if we actually have a Knits and Pieces Instagram or just our individuals. We just have the individuals. So our Instagram handles, no, what are they actually called? They're not.
I think they're handles.
Are they handles?
Yeah.
Anyway, okay. Are on the bottom of the screen right now. That's where you can find Noelle and I on Instagram. And yeah. So Woolen was saying yes. So she would sometimes listen to the Practical Magic books when she's walking. And that's another thing too. When I go out walking at night, if I'm on my own, I like to listen to a book. Although I do only listen to it in one ear because I'm nervous about traffic if I'm kind of walking.
Well, I know, like, because I used to run and I could never run with earphones in because I needed to be aware of what was around me and what was going on in traffic. And so, but lots of people do. Lots of people have. I mean, I think it's mostly music that they're listening to, but I just, it was just, and running's even more because, I mean, you could be out in front of a car, like, without even hearing anything.
Absolutely.
I'm not sure how safe I think that is. I guess you really have to be confident in where you're running. So
that's right. So I always like to keep one ear open, but if I'm by myself, a book, it's the best way to pass time, right?
Well, I even sometimes will listen to stuff just plugged into the iPad if Ross is sitting watching something else on TV, because then we're still both together, but I don't have to watch whatever he's watching.
Exactly. Yeah. Does anybody on here listen to podcasts? I do listen to a few. I don't know. I like a book, but sometimes I feel like I need to see the people talking. I don't know why. It shouldn't matter, but like I don't think I could just listen to a knitting podcast. I think I need to see it too.
Yes, I think I need to see it. It's hard to describe. Well, I guess you can describe it, but I would have a hard time. I would rather see it. So.
Oh, Beth is giving us a suggestion. She's Aftershocks.
Oh, for earphones?
For ears. She said they work by vibration and they don't go into your ear. Very safe.
Oh, wow.
Good. My ears get sore with like even this earpiece that I wear. I only wear it in one ear because I find it sounds.
The ones that I have are not bothering me tonight, but some nights I find like they're just not staying in and you're constantly adjusting them. And so, someone else says she loves Aftershocks. I'll have to look those up.
I hadn't even heard of them before.
No, neither had I.
My list of things to look up every week just gets bigger and bigger. And bigger.
I know.
I keep marking things down to look at during the week.
So,
okay.
We should talk about some of our knit-alongs that we have going on.
Yes.
Okay, well, so one just ended. Yeah, so this could have been this. It was your warm winter woolly accessories. So that ended on January the 31st. So on the next podcast, we'll have
a draw
prizes for that.
Not a draw, but yeah.
Yep. And then, so the ones that we've got going on right now, we've got our stock knit along. So if you go to Ravelry, we've got both a chatter thread and a finished object thread for any socks that you knit in 2022. So they don't have to be started in 2022. They just have to be finished in 2022. So you can go in, you can post them in the finished object thread, and you can post them on Instagram with the hashtag KNP 2022 socks. And we draw every month, and every month we have both a pattern prize, which is generously donated by Natalie, who is Remembrances Pottery, who makes amazing colorwork patterns.
And mugs.
And pardon me?
And mugs.
And mugs, but we're not giving away the mugs.
Nope.
And we usually always have, well, we always have a yarn prize as well. So that's on a monthly basis. And then at the end of the year, we have like a little bit bigger prize. So our goal for this year is to get 2,022 pairs of socks for 2022. And there's lots of pairs in there already.
There's already pairs in there. Look, quite a few pairs.
Lots of pairs in there already. So the next podcast too will be drawing for January, but get your socks in there for February. And then the other knit along that we've got going on is our Knits and Pieces Smash That Stash now. Okay, so this one is running from February the 1st until March the 31st. And you need to knit yarn that's in your stash. And in your stash means it was in your stash as of December 31st, 2021.
Did you start a different hashtag than me?
Why did you? What did? Yes.
I knew that we would screw this up.
Well, I didn't put it on there yet. I just put it on here. So here, I'll take it off.
Okay.
This one, we'll use this one.
Okay.
Okay. KNP Smash That Stash. Okay, so it's got to be in your stash.
You can't just say it like, you can't just say smash that stash. You got to say
smash that
stash. Oh goodness.
Anyway,
and that one is going until the end of March.
This was from my stash.
Yes.
So I could use that. This was in my stash, but I started it too early. Because if you want to spin, you could spin.
Yes.
Right? Because it's changing your fiber into something else. So this is another one that I just started. So this is the fiber.
Yes.
And I'll show you what it's amazing. It amazes me when I have fiber and then you see what it spins up like, because it changes. So there's a picture of what that's spinning up like.
Okay, hold it over. Yeah, I would never get that.
No.
Never get that. See, so I can't even look at half the time. I can't even look at a skein of yarn and figure out what it's going to look like knit up. And I definitely can't with fiber. That's gorgeous.
No, so there's that. I know. I think it's going to look amazing. But I'm just in love with spinning again.
It's like it's something new all over.
It is. I don't think I've done any spinning since about November when I started getting all things ready for Christmas until this week. And then I'm just like, that's why my socks aren't done.
Well,
but next, that's one of my goals for this year. I want to spin yarn for a pair of socks.
Okay. And then so can you buy? Okay. So I'm ignorant.
You can buy
that has nylon.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Or you can buy fiber that's got bamboo. Bamboo's strong too.
Mm-hmm.
Or silk. And again, it's like if you had a wool and a silk blend, it depends how you spin it, right? Like when you look at the Holst garn, I think it's spun and plied kind of lightly, like more woolen spun, and woolen spun probably. I'm not sure that I would do socks with that. I don't know because I don't know enough about it yet, so it'll be a learning experience.
Okay, fair enough.
So
yeah.
So I'm looking for it because this one is a Cheviot. And so it's a little bit not as soft as like a merino or a blue face luster, but it still feels nice. This is a blue face luster, and the blue face luster has a really nice sheen. So they're all a little different. I really like spinning the Cheviot because it's kind of crimpy and it kind of sticks together nice. Like you can pull it fairly thin and it doesn't pull apart.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's very pretty. Very pretty.
Sue, I have not processed raw fleece. I'm not sure that that's something that we had been given some fleece, about 2 or 3 years ago. It was someone that my husband knew, and they gave him probably, I don't know, quite a lot of fleece. And he tried to wash it. And I mean, it was from sheep that basically are used for meat. So it wasn't like it was merino or anything like that, but he just had a hard time washing it. And then we think he put the water too hot and it kind of felted. And so I'm not sure that I'm ever going to get to that point, but never say never. You never know, right? I was never going to spin. So there you go.
We might have sheep in our backyard by next year. You never know.
You never know.
You never know.
I'm going to be yak.
Yak. There's
A yak
possums
and
in
a
my back.
muskox.
There's possums in my backyard. I can
I'm gonna have a
see.
yak, a muskox, and a possum.
There we go. We have a
And
really
I'm
big
gonna
bunny in our backyard. Yeah.
Gail wants to know if the Cheviot's crunchy. I don't really feel like it is. See, I'll pull it apart to show you what like when you pull the fiber apart, it's, I don't know if you can see that. It's not like it's, I don't find it crunchy, but I don't have experience with a ton of stuff. Like it's definitely not as soft as a merino, but it's,
Okay.
but it feels softer. The yarn that I spin up with it feels softer than like Holt Super Soft.
Okay.
So
can you pull up the piece that you spun again?
okay. There.
So that's still just one. Now, will you leave it like that or will you ply that?
No, I'll apply that.
You'll apply that. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. Like I said, I just started spinning and I don't know, like your one ply yarn is mine's really twisty. I don't know how you would just knit with that. I don't know what they do when they do like a single ply to make it like not unravel when you take it off.
Mm-hmm.
So when I ply that, then you ply in the opposite direction to what you spin.
Which is what holds
it kind of balances out that. Yeah.
Okay. Nice. Kim says that we need a Highland cow in the backyard. Oh, aren't they amazing?
I don't know what a Highland cow is.
A Highland cow is I have some pictures of one on my phone. I'm trying to think the best way to describe it. They've kind of got like those really woolly faces and they can get the really big.
Oh, okay. Okay.
They're just beautiful. And they have, I don't know, like even the hair around here is kind of curly. Like, I don't know. Very nice. Very nice.
Okay, so Beth says if you're going to spin with the intent to knit with a single, it's got to be very low twist.
Yeah. Yeah, because I would think that it would curl up on you as you're knitting it, right?
So here's a comment here too about John Arbin Textiles. I actually joined the John Arbin. I'm a mill member.
There you go.
Well, because you get 10% off all your orders for life. And like when you bought your membership, you got so much fleece. And yes, their fleece is beautiful to spin. So I've never tried needle felting it, but yeah, it's beautiful fleece to spin. Like I've spun a couple of different ones of theirs. Like they have one that's a Corriedale. They've got some that are blends of different fibers. They've got some that are Falkland Merino. Beautiful colors. So they're more like when you get this and you spin with this is like a hand dyed top. So they've started with like white fleece and then they've actually dyed it. A lot of the ones from John Arbin are blended. So they blend colors together to get that tweedy look. Like, you know how a lot of Shetland yarns, you kind of see that heathered kind of look with different colors in it. So a lot of John Arbin tops are kind of that type of thing, but they're gorgeous. So.
Okay. Somebody else was asking what the Canadian knitting book was again. Sorry, Rose, I can't remember the name right now. Like I can picture the book.
We can take a picture of the book next week and we'll put it in.
Yeah. And I will maybe also go back and I'll put a comment underneath here tonight too, after I get off. I didn't bring any other devices down with me.
Was it Unraveling Canada?
Could be. Yes. Yes. I think it might have been. Is it a green cover with some stitch work on it? And there's like a Canada leaf with a map behind it. That sounds right. Unraveling Canada. I'm positive that's it. Pat, who was the author of that book? Yes, Julia says yes. Okay, so that's the book. That's the book. So I ordered that, and I'm really anxious to read it. I think it'll be a really good yarn. Yeah. Funny. Sylvia Owens. Okay, yes. I'm confident that's the book. But it had some really good. It didn't have many reviews, but the reviews it had were good. And
is it like a relatively new book?
I don't remember. Julia, you've got it open. What year? What? You've got something open there. Does it say what year the book was printed. We've got a few people confirming. Let's wait for an answer.
Oh, Gail says that her great-grandparents raised Cheviot sheep years ago. That's cool. I know it's I go to my book now, my fleece and fiber book, and read about like if I'm spinning with something. So the Cheviot actually for a long time was used mainly as a meat sheep, but now they've gotten more back into wool production.
Okay, so the book came out April of last year, so not very long ago. And I'm quite interested to read and to see if any of the places that they went across Canada are places that I've already been to as well.
Yeah.
And I know like they specifically mentioned in the description that they were in Shelburne, Nova Scotia, and I grew up in Nova Scotia, so I'm really interested to read somebody else's take on it, right? It's fun. And who would have thought that you could just write a book about doing a yarn trip? But kind of wish I had found it last year to sort of offset the feeling of not being able to go traveling again. And that might have helped get through being stuck at home, sort of.
Yep.
But anyway.
So.
Oh, her trip was in 2015, Sheila says. Okay. See, I'm really excited to get this book. Really excited.
Yeah, then we can plan our trip.
Yes. So, somebody has it on hold in Libby. I didn't realize it was in there.
Okay, I'm gonna have to go put that on hold right after this.
Not before I do, because then I could listen to it in the car, and that might be a quicker way of.
Yeah, but it's a different hold. It's a different hold for audio as opposed to, because I wouldn't do it as an audio. I would do it as a read book.
I bought the book.
No, I know, but I'm saying if I put it on hold, it won't be on audio.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Very good. I got it. So, I got it.
Okay.
All righty, my dear.
Yes, we should.
Call it a night.
Yeah. I got to go spin some more.
And
no, I'm going to go knit some more rows on my sweater sleeves because I want it done so I can wear it.
Yes, I'm going to go knit some on some sweaters too. And I've got a quilt that I've been working on too. So I might do some work on that tonight too before bed. But anyway, we will be back here next Tuesday.
The day after Valentine's Day.
Internet willing. Yes, the day after Valentine's Day, which is equally as important as Valentine's Day. We'll still be sharing the love. It will be full of love.
That's right.
But, anyway, yeah. So have a great week, everybody.
Yeah.
Enjoy. Just enjoy.
Yeah, just enjoy. Happy knitting. We're halfway through winter.
Yeah. And thanks so much for joining us tonight too. And I look forward to it all day. I look forward to it all week. And it's so nice to visit with everybody and hear what you're all up to. And
And who knows, maybe someday we'll meet you in person, which would be awesome.
Yes, absolutely. Hopefully someday soon, because, we can start to travel a little bit again. So,
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Take care, everybody. And we will see you next week.